Downing Stadium, previously known as Triborough Stadium and Randall's Island Stadium, was a 22,000-seat stadium in New York City. It was renamed Downing Stadium in 1955 after John J. Downing, a director at the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. Overview. Track and field, built on Randall's Island in the East River as a WPA project. 15,000 attendees witnessed Jesse Owens compete at the stadium in the men's Olympic trials on July 11, 1936, the opening night of the new facility. Downing Stadium also hosted the women's Olympic trials in 1964. Football. Triborough Stadium served as one of two home stadia of the football New York Yankees of the Second AFL in 1936 and 1937. The first televised American football game was held at Triborough on September 30, 1939, as Fordham took on Waynesburg. In 1966, the Continental Football League's Brooklyn Dodgers, unable to find a suitable field in Brooklyn, played the home games at Downing. The club would play only 3 games at Downing before the league took over the franchise and shifted the remaining home games elsewhere. 8 years later, Downing Stadium became the home of the New York Stars of the WFL. Like the Dodgers, the Stars left the stadium before the season ended, shifting to Charlotte. Soccer. Randall's Island was the site of 2 international soccer matches. The USA team played Scotland on Randall's Island on June 19, 1949, with the Scots winning 4-0, with 17,000 in attendance. On May 27, 1964, the English squad crushed the Americans 10-0 in front of just 5,062 fans. The New York Cosmos of the NASL moved to Downing in 1974. On June 15, 1975, Pelé made his NASL debut against the Dallas Tornado, with the field spray-painted green to look better on television. CBS carried the game live. In 1976, the Cosmos moved out, back to Yankee Stadium. For years afterward, the words "Cosmos Soccer" remained on the stadium, to be seen from the nearby highway viaduct on the Triborough Bridge. Downing's last pro soccer tenant were the New York Centaurs of the A-League in 1995. The site was considered for a 48,000-seat capacity soccer-specific stadium, based on the design of the City of Manchester Stadium. Had the New York City bid for the 2012 Summer Olympics been successful, the plan was shelved when New York lost out to London. Baseball. The stadium was also used for some Negro League baseball games in the 1930s. It was the home of the New York Black Yankees in 1938. Other sports. The stadium also played host to the All Blacks several times in the course of larger tours to Europe. They last played a New York Metropolitan selection in October 1972, beating the hosts 41-9. In October 1997, Downing played host to a Gaelic football match between Cavan and Kerry. The game was moved to New York in order to commemorate the 1947 All-Ireland final between the same teams, played at the Polo Grounds. Music. In 1938, the stadium hosted the Carnival of Swing, one of the first large outdoor jazz festivals. After the triumph of Woodstock the previous year, the 3-day New York Pop Festival tried to recreate its success in New York City, opening on Randall's Island on July 17, 1970. Unfortunately, the concert was a bust, as half the big-name lineup failed to show up. What's more, the festival was picketed by several radical groups. Some of the protesters demanded that a portion of the ticket sales go to worthy causes, while others wanted everyone to get in free. Once the stadium stopped being a major sports venue, Downing was used largely for concerts, serving as a venue for rock concerts such as Pearl Jam and the Tibetan Freedom Concert. Fate. The stadium was torn down in 2002 in order to be replaced by a newer complex, Icahn Stadium, which was completed in 2004.